Hey guys, it's Tina. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you some do's and don'ts for hooded, droopy, downturned eyes. I do have a video like that already on my channel, but it's pretty old. It was filmed a few years ago, so I wanted to give it an update and add a few new tips and tricks. But if you're still interested in seeing the original one, I'm going to be linking it here or here and in the description bar below. It seems like you really enjoyed the side-by-side comparison so that you can see the difference, the before, the after, the do's, the don'ts. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I hope you like it, so let's jump right in. All right, so this is going to be the do's side, and this is going to be the don'ts. Now, keep in mind that if you do want to emphasize your droopy downturned eyes and embrace them, I do have videos about how to do that. In this particular video, I'm just going to be focusing more on how to lift them up and prevent them from looking even more hooded than what they already are. But by all means, if you like the techniques that I'm going to be showing on the don't side, go ahead and do that. You, do whatever works for you and whatever you like. But just for the sake of this video, I'm going to be calling it do's and don'ts. So both of my lids are already primed. I'm going to go straight to the eyeshadows. I'm going to be using neutral shadows, but you can use any colors. Just follow the techniques that I'm showing and use any colors that you want for that sake. Just make sure to keep the darker, lighter tones in tune with whatever I'm going to be showing you. So starting with a transition shade and a blending brush like the Sigma E25, I'm going to be applying a transition mid-tone into my crease, just kind of sloppily all over the crease, going back and forth and blending it out. What you do want to do is keep the color up on this outer corner as much as possible and not drag it downwards. And what you do want is to use like a mid to dark tone in the crease and make sure to start where your eyeball kind of ends. You can feel that little dent and upwards, not dragging it downwards. And what that's going to do is to create a crease even if it seems or looks like you don't have one, just by following that natural eyeball shape, if you will. And then also I'm going to be taking a more precise blending brush like the E45 from Sigma and a darker shade and apply that right in that little fold. Once again, try to feel where your eyeball kind of ends and go in that fold back and forth and blend it into the transition shade that we just applied. And on this outer corner, bring it outwards and upwards. Now, because we have hooded eyes, you want to take that darker shade a little bit higher than what you think you need, because when you're going to open your eye, the hood is going to cover it. So we want to make sure that it's visible on top of the hood. So make sure to go a little higher than you think and outwards again on this outer corner. What that's going to create is to create kind of an illusion of a crease, even if it seems like you don't have one when you open your eye normally. Now, to create the contrast, we're going to apply a lighter shade all over the lid with a flat brush like the E55 by Sigma. And I'm applying that all over the lid. This is going to make the eyelid area pop and show a little bit more and emphasize it underneath that hood and make it more visible. So what lighter colors do is make areas pop, emphasizes them. That's why we highlight areas that we want to pop and come out and forward, because that makes it emphasize and bring an area forward. Whereas darker colors make areas look more receded and go inwards. That's what we created right here, the illusion of a crease that's receded inwards. Even if you had a hood that covers it and you can't really see it, we created the illusion of a receded crease that goes inward and then an eyelid area that comes forward and pops a little bit more. And that way we're creating that kind of correcting the eye shape, if you will. What you don't want to do on the don't side is do the complete opposite. You don't want to apply a darker shade all over the lid, close to the lash line, which is what I'm going to be doing right on this eye. And then a lighter shade in the crease right above that. What that's going to do is create the opposite contrast of what we're looking for. So it's going to recede this eyelid area and make it go even more inwards, and it's going to make your hood area pop and come even more forward and look like it's covering this eyelid area even more. This way you're emphasizing the hood and receding the eyelid area. With only that trick, you can see how on this side it looks like the eyelid area is smaller, more receded, and then the hood is more emphasized and it looks like it's coming on top and covering the eyelid even more. Whereas on this side, you can see that the eyelid area is what comes forward and then the crease is more receded. The next thing that you do want to do is to apply a little bit of a darker shade on the outer corner of the eye and lift the eye up by creating a sharper line right here on this outer edge. Now to do that, you can hold up an item with a flat edge like that, or you can use a tape, or you could just freehand it. I'm just going to use this tube and the same color that I used in the crease, the darker shade, and I'm going to start applying that on the outer V corner of the eye and upwards. And you don't want to go any further down than that line. So this is where you're going to be keeping your eyeshadow, and don't go down further than that. Then, to emphasize it even more, I'm going to be taking the lighter color that I used all over my lid and apply that right up against that line under it. That is going to emphasize and sharpen it and brighten this outer area, and once again, make this area pop a little bit more, and by that, lift up the eye even more. What you don't want to do is take the same dark shadow and go around this outer corner and drag the colors downwards lower than that line that we created right here. What that is going to do is to create this shadow looking area on the outer edge and make the eye look even more droopy. So even when you're creating a smoky eye, make sure to keep those colors on the outer corner right here up and this area down here clean, as opposed to going all around the eye in a circular motion like this. You do want to apply a little bit of a lighter shade right up against your eyebrow, underneath your eyebrow, to create that dimension. What that does is creates dimension of all of these layers, so you have your light lid color, then the darker crease color, then the transition shade, and then your eyebrow. That creates the multiple layers and makes it look less flat, which might happen when you have a hooded eye. What you don't want to do is to apply a darker shade under your eyebrow right here, because that is just going to flatten this whole area and once again emphasize the hood. Moving on to the do side again, you do want to apply the same crease shade under your lower lash line a little bit and stop right on this outer corner. Do not go past that line, remember. And you want to do that with a flat dense brush like the Sigma E20 and then kind of blend it downwards a little bit. That creates a shadow under your eye and makes it look a little bit larger, as if it's casting a shadow underneath. What you don't want to do is to apply a shimmery light shade under your lower lash line, and by that eliminate that shadow, because if you remember, the lighter, more shimmery things are making the area pop even more. That's going to make this area look puffier, like it's coming forward, emphasize it, and by that close up the eye. Moving on to eyeliner. With hooded eyes, you want to completely skip eyeliner and avoid using it altogether. Or if you do want to apply eyeliner, rather than going all the way across your upper lash line and sweep it all across, which is going to hide the little bit of space that you have showing of the eyelid because the hood is covering it, you want to, instead of that, just go ahead and tightline your eyes. That is going to emphasize the lash line and make it look thicker without hiding any lid space. Or if you don't like tight lining and your eye is too sensitive, or you want to apply an eyeliner wing, for example, then make sure to only do that on the very outer corner and not cover any eyelid space. I'm going to be applying that eyeliner right on this outer corner, wing it out a little bit, and then take a small angled brush like the Sigma E06 to be very, very precise and not smudge it too much. Keep it close to the lash line, going inwards and outwards to create that wing. And once again, make sure to follow that line and not pass it down but rather keep the wing going upwards. What you don't want to do is to apply a thick line all across the upper lash line and cover the entire lid space that we can't really see anyway. With droopy downturned eyes, you also don't want to avoid the wing and stop right there, because that's just going to emphasize the droopiness of it. What you also don't want to do is close your eye completely and follow the line right here, which is going to make it look droopier when you open your eye, because that's going to face downwards. Last but not least, mascara. You don't want to skip curling your lashes, and if you don't have an eyelash curler, or you don't know how to use it, or you don't just feel like using it, don't want to use it, I do have a video on how to curl your lashes without using an eyelash curler. But curling your lashes is going to lift your eyelashes up and open up your eye. What you don't want to do is skip eyelash curler. What you do want to do is to apply mascara by focusing mainly on the outer corner lashes and sweep them outwards, facing out from your face in a diagonal motion. That is going to make the eye look more lifted, almost like it's being pulled upwards. You don't want to apply any mascara past that line underneath, because that's going to cast a shadow and make the eye look droopy on the outer corner. So stop right about there. You don't have to apply mascara on your bottom lashes. I like to skip it altogether, but if you do want to apply some on your bottom lashes, make sure to keep it very close to your bottom lashes and not go too far downwards to not cast too much of a shadow. What you don't want to do is to apply mascara going from the top of your lashes downwards, because that's just going to make your lashes face forward and you're not going to be able to see any of them. And also, as I said right here on this side, you want to avoid applying too much mascara on the very outer corner of your eye, because with droopy downturned eyes, you probably have lashes that go past that bright line that we created right here, and that is going to create heavy weight on the outer corner of your eye and drag it further downwards. And you want to avoid applying too much mascara on the very outer corner right here, once again, to avoid casting that shadow and avoid creating that weight on the outer corner. If you want to see an in-depth tutorial about any of the steps that I've just shown in this video, make sure to check out my Hooded Downturned Eyes playlist. So that is it for this video, guys. I really hope that you found it helpful and informative. Let me know in the comments below if you did, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It would really help. And of course, subscribe on the way out if you haven't already, and I'm going to see you in my next video.